What does good communication mean in the corporate world? Does it mean having great vocabulary? Or does it mean usage of the right grammar? Or end of the day, being very good with English? Unfortunately, none of this is true in the corporate world communication. Ask any leader. And also you will see a lot of people who are not great with English but are considered to be great and exceptional communicators. And in this video, I want to tell you 10 ways in which you can improve your communication even if you are not great with English. Yes, it is possible. But before we jump into the ways to improve, we should understand first what are the primary issues that a lot of people face in communication. Especially in the corporate world, the first issue is that people don't speak often. It could be in a meeting, or it could be in a town hall, or it could be even in a one-on-one conversation. And why does this happen? Because we always believe that, hey, somebody else will talk. Why should I talk? Let's wait. And in the meanwhile, somebody else will talk and the conversation is done. You move on to the next level. So the leaders don't even recognize that there is an individual out there. The second reason why people don't talk is they fear that their answer might be wrong or they might be judged incorrectly. Let me tell you honestly, if at all if you are being judged, you will be judged for not speaking, but not speaking the wrong thing. So please do speak up. I was told early in my career at McKinsey and even before that at Musicma as well that please do speak up. Whenever you speak up, you make good points, but you are not speaking, Pavan. That was the feedback that I received personally. The second type of issue that a lot of people face in the corporate world is that they speak, but they don't even listen. So they answer even without listening to the question properly. And this could be because of overconfidence. This could be because their mind is somewhere else. There could be 100 other reasons, or we are told to just answer sometimes as a kid. Right? And we just carry the same qualities forward. And we forgot that listening habit itself. And the third one is we speak, we listen properly, but we answer something else. And this happens when we believe that our answer might actually strike the wrong chords with the listener. Hence, we try to avoid the question itself and speak in circles. But please understand that the other person is also intelligent. So they'll keep coming back to the same question again and again and again. For example, did you do this task yesterday? That's a straightforward question and the answer should be yes, I did, or no, I did not. And these are the reasons. But people who did not do the task, they'll start with, hey, yesterday I actually had 100 other tasks. I was doing this, I was doing that. I did not check this email. Please first start with whether you did the task or not. That's it. Anyways, these are some of the overarching issues that you face with respect to communication in the corporate world. You tell me which one resonates the most with you. Is it not speaking up? Is it not listening? Or is it listening and speaking but actually answering something else? Let me tell you that for you to ace the corporate world, the most important skill that you need to have is communication. Everything else is secondary. Because if you not communicate properly, then what's the point of having any kind of skill? Nobody will know. So let's jump into what are the 10 ways in which you can improve your communication. Before we start with the first one, I just wanted to quickly tell you about some of the work that I do. I lead a company called Blue Chapter. Over there, I run experiential learning programs. Through these programs, you get an opportunity to do projects with international clients. These are live projects and you get to do projects under the guidance of mentors, and I am one of the leading mentors on these projects. And this will help you understand how strategies are built in organizations, and you will have a good shot at actually applying for a strategic role, whether it is consulting or anywhere else. Do apply. The link is in the description box if you are interested. So let's come back to the video and get started with what are the 10 ways in which you can improve your communication. The first point is about listening. Yes, listening is important. Well, you might be thinking, well, this guy is speaking about improving communication, but ironically he's saying not to speak. Yes, I am saying don't speak up until you listen completely. And this is very difficult skill, listening. And why is that the case? Assume your professor is teaching a topic and all of a sudden you have a small doubt somewhere in one of the concepts that professor is teaching and you are stuck there. You don't listen whatever the professor is covering after. And this happens in the corporate world as well. If we have a small question, we are just stuck there. We don't continue along with the audience or along with the person who is speaking with us. And this creates a wide information gap between both the people. You are ready to answer with whatever question or answer you might already have. And that's a huge problem. The number one request that I have is listen to the complete conversation and only then think about what you want to answer. Take 10 seconds. Never ever anybody is rejected in an interview, or never ever anybody is told that they are bad communicator because they take 10 additional seconds. Take those 10 additional seconds, practice that, and automatically you will become a good listener. The second way in which you can improve your communication is by making sure that you are keeping your message simple. And what does simple mean? Please don't go into using that GRE level of jargon. You don't need to use jargon. You don't need to use complex words to communicate your thoughts. You need to keep it absolutely simple. And let me tell you one of the ways in which you can try this out. Go to your 6-year-old, 7-year-old niece, nephew, kids, anybody around you and try to tell what you do at work. You will simplify so much that they will understand. And if you can keep the same level of simplification at work as well, your CEO will also understand. CEOs are very similar to your 4th class, 5th class, or even 6-year-old, 7-year-old cousins or nephews, because they don't have time. They have 100 other things going on. So it is important for you to keep the message simple. Whenever you talk to leadership, please make sure to keep the message absolutely simple. The third way you can improve your communication is by making sure that you are not only keeping the message simple but also short. And how can you do that? It is again through practice. This is called as elevator pitch. Imagine you have to talk about entire days of work, like yesterday what you did, in 25-30 seconds. And practice that every single day. At the start of the day, just take 30 seconds and see what did you actually do last day. Can you explain that to somebody at your home, in your PG, wherever it is? And that will start pushing you to basically talk about your work in a very concise way. And this is called elevator pitch because in a hypothetical situation, when the CEO is going from, let's say, ground floor to the 10th floor and you accidentally happen to be in the same elevator, then can you basically tell everything about your work in those 20 seconds? That is actually the real test. A lot of management consultants, I myself worked at McKinsey for a very long time, and we were trained continuously on this. This is executive communication. Number 4 is understand that you can never ever ace communication. Then you might say, hey Pavan, but what's the point then? Why do you even need to be better communicator? Because communication is basically reciprocating to the audience, and your audience will keep changing. Some of the audience want a certain level of communication, and as you keep growing in your career, the way the people that you talk to will also change. So you are always a continuous learner. One of the senior partners at McKinsey who had 20+ years of experience once told me that, hey Pavan, I'm constantly learning how to communicate every single day. And I was surprised at that point in time, but now I do understand what he actually meant. The 5th way in which you can improve your communication is by understanding and realizing and internalizing the fact that there is nothing called as over communication in the corporate world. And what do I mean by that? If you write an email, you can also send the same information on a group chat as well, or on the phone conversation, or after you complete the phone conversation, ask the other person to basically take their understanding and put it on an email so that you are on the same page. In the corporate world, most of the meetings are unnecessary and they happen because of miscommunication, misunderstanding between two people. So if you want to avoid those meetings, you need to communicate a lot more. The sixth way in which you can improve your communication is by getting feedback consistently on two areas. Number one, what you can improve on, like what you did wrong and what are some of the specific things that you did wrong. And also, what are the things that you are doing right, so that you can repeat them very often. A lot of us think feedback means only on negative things, but no, feedback also is on the positive end. You should make sure your manager or the leader, whoever it is giving both sides of the feedback. And also, people do remember the positive feedback a lot more when it comes to your appraisal cycle. So it would be helpful in both ways. So please make sure to ask the good side of the feedback as well. The seventh way in which you improve your communication is by understanding that communication is not just about speaking. It is also about making sure you read correctly and also you write appropriately. Reading between the lines. You should have the ability to read through documents quickly, and again, it's through practice. Writing, one of the exercises that I used to do when I was learning how to write was I used to make sure that every single email that I send out shouldn't cross the entire screen of my phone. Hello John and thanks Pavan. Whatever I want to say in between should never exceed my mobile screen. Please don't think that speaking and writing are different. It is all about how you think logically. So communication is basically included everywhere. The eighth point is about answer first approach. And what does answer first approach mean? When somebody comes to you and asks you, hey, how was your day yesterday? How would you come up with an answer? Take a pause for 5 seconds and think about it. How would you respond to that question? Well, the best way to answer these kind of questions is with yes, my day was good, or no, my day was not good. And the three reasons are, number one, I thought I had 5 lectures, but luckily none of the professors showed up and I had free time the entire day in the college. The second one, usually the food in the mess is bad, but for some reason yesterday the food was really good. And the third reason, whatever you want to add. And similarly on the negative side, you start your answer with the exact response what the other person has asked for. Is your day good or bad? And then comes the reasons. Don't mix it with, hey, my day was good, because don't mix it with, hey, 4 professors came to the class yesterday, it was a long tiring day, I had to write a lot of notes, so it was not too great. Don't mix up the answer anywhere. Answer first. The ninth way in which you can improve your communication is actually by networking. You're going out and talking with a lot of people, a lot of folks from different cultural backgrounds, with different industry backgrounds. And the reason is because you will understand the nuances, the vocabulary that they use in their culture, in their industry, domain, whatever it is. And you will also learn what words to use versus not to use in any conversation. And that is huge. Nobody can teach you except you being in those situations and you learning these things by yourself. Experience is the biggest teacher over here. And the 10th and the most important way in which you can improve your communication is by being confident. I think 50% of communication is about listening and the remaining 50% is about confidence. And how do you build this confidence? In my opinion, confidence comes from honest practice. Whenever you go into a meeting, whenever you have to send an email, doesn't matter what the task on hand is, you have to practice that. You have to go in front of a mirror, speak it out loud for 10-15 seconds. And you utilize the things that we discussed from number 8 to number 9 and keep on practicing them regularly. That is how you become a great communicator. I hope these points are applicable for you right from today or tomorrow, and you become a good communicator very, very soon. And also you send me a note in sometime near future saying that, hey, Pavan, this video is helpful. That is the greatest gift that you can give to me. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.